And welcome, gentlemen. Week number 3, day 1. Today we have bent over dumbbell row, flat dumbbell bench press, dumbbell goblet squat, and so 2 dumbbells, Romanian deadlift. If you've been with us for the last 2 weeks, you will know adjustable set of dumbbells here, adjustable bench. That's all the equipment you need for today. We won't be doing anything on the floor, but a yoga mat doesn't hurt. Other things like bands, other attachments are welcome to be used if you want. Friendly reminder, this series is designed for someone who's a bit time poor. You're trying to get back into working out. The goal here is to build some momentum, to build the habit of strength training again, and take you through multiple phases of successively progressively hard workouts. Wow, that was a tongue twister. Successfully, progressively, whatever. Okay, so for today, we're gonna start with bent over dumbbell rows. So friendly reminder, warm-up set is the first set for each exercise, then we do 2 working sets. If you have not already warmed up, click this video. It's important to warm up. I know a lion doesn't do a stretching routine before it chases down a gazelle, but you're not a lion, dude, let's be honest. So consider warming up. That's my warning for you. All right, let's start with something on the lighter side. So I'm gonna use 45 pounds. That is about 20 kilos for the people that are using kilograms. Friendly reminder, knee on the bench, foot to the side, hip hinge my hips back, supporting myself here, and then I'm gonna do a row, really trying to focus on pulling from that elbow, using that lat muscle as I'm going through this range. So we're going for 8 to 12 reps, taking some time on the tempo. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, switch sides. Since this is a unilateral movement, meaning we're using one side of our body at a time, feel free to take some rest between sets, meaning if you just did your left arm like I did, feel free to take 30 seconds before you do your right arm. You don't have to always do things at the same time I do. Okay, right arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hey, bada boom, bada bing. That's it. So, set number 2, we're gonna go up and weight. So for me, I'm gonna probably go straight to 80, my highest weight. So it's nice and challenging. So for yourself, friendly reminder, reps in reserve, how much more you can do in a set. We went over that extensively in week 1 and week 2. So if you have not watched those videos, please go back and watch those videos. I'm not gonna explain it again here, but simply put, it's basically a fancy way of saying, how hard are you working? So 80 is here, and then we'll bring that back here. Now what I'll do, I'll adjust my hat and the microphone so you guys can see my ugly mug as I'm doing this, so you can view the money maker. All right, it's probably loud for you guys, sorry about that. Appreciate your patience. Okay, so side angle, are you ready? High definition, yep, cool, great. Okay. Well, I guess this video will probably come out on a Monday. I think that's the guess. So, yeah, I hope you had a good weekend. I hope you brought some water with you to the workout, maybe a little carbs or some EAAs or some BCAAs or some whatever AAs you want. And yeah. So, set number 2, working set number 1, 8 to 12 reps. My goal is, if I'm getting up near that 12 rep range, I'm hitting near failure. That is the goal here. So when you're doing this, grab a heavy enough weight that you're not doing much more than 12. And if you do 12, it's near your limit. So let's go, dude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Same thing we talked about last week in day number 3. If one of your arms is stronger, try and start with your weaker side first. Your non-dominant side. Okay, so other side now, right arm. Friendly reminder, back exercise, not targeting the bicep and the shoulder if we can help it. Squeeze the lat, flex it, relax your hand, pull that elbow in, really feel that muscle flexing, doing that work. This will work naturally, but we really want to, that muscle there on the side is the target when we're doing these dumbbell rows. So, knee goes on the bench, foot out to the side, push my butt towards the machine stack behind me, and we're cooking. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go. Who's gonna carry the boats? Who's gonna fucking carry them, huh? Huh? The odds of me making many David Goggins references throughout the series is pretty high. So if you got hate for Mr. David Goggins, you're probably not gonna have a good time here. It could be a bold take, but I know he's an intense character and he's polarizing to some, but I think our society has gotten pretty pussified. So even if you hate the man or the message he gives, I think everyone in our society could benefit from at least like 1% of what that man's on. Because so many people feel victimized by the world. And I'm sorry, but the second you assume the role of victim, you're cooked. You're done. No one's coming to save you. It's just the truth. So we can accept that and we can save ourselves, and you can do what you're doing right now and you can show up and hammer and change yourself. Or we can put up our hands and cry and look into the sky and say, it isn't fair, it isn't fair. I'm just a little victim, poor old me. Who's gonna carry the boats? All right, last set, going for 12 again. Bent over row, left arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, let's go. 12 reps. Other side. Relax the hand. I gave you guys this cue the other week. If this dumbbell, if the grip was made of an egg, I wouldn't want to squeeze the egg and break it. You're not trying to engage the forearm like crazy. Relax as much as you can. Make that lat. You don't know what I mean when I say lat. Go and Google lat. Latissimus dorsi. That's the muscle you want working right now. So, last set of this. Going for 12. It's funny actually, my right arm is my dominant arm, but my left arm is stronger on rows. I don't know why. Somebody in the comments maybe explain that for me, because I don't know. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, they're getting kind of dirty, the reps. 10. Oh. You can't mess with Boat Crew 2. Good job, dude. So, rest up. I want to give the upper body some rest, so we'll go dumbbell goblet squats next. Sometimes you'll notice in this format where we're doing upper body push, upper body pull, lower body knee dominant, aka push, lower body hip dominant, aka pull. Sometimes when you do your pull, your upper body, you're using a lot of grip strength in your forearms. So if I went straight from this to the deadlifts, sometimes that's gonna affect your ability to deadlift because your grip strength's so tired. So what we're gonna do instead is I'm purposely gonna scatter it. So we just worked our upper body and our grip. So now if I do the goblet squat, I don't have to grip it, like not in the way where it's gonna tire my hands out, and my upper body gets a rest. So I'm trying to think of like the opposite muscle. It was just the upper back side of my body. So now I'm going in the lower front side of my body, if that makes sense. I think the word for that would be like antagonistic. Yeah, I think it's antagonistic. I could be wrong there. Okay, so quick drink of water or whatever you're sipping on. Maybe you got yourself a cold beer. That'd be brave. But I'm not here to judge. Maybe you got some pre-workout and you're on that Bam Bam juice. Okay, goblet squats. Let's start with 45. So friendly reminder, you have the option of using your bench for a dumbbell goblet box squat. You can go back to week 1 or week 2. Actually, I'll have Mr. Cameraman or Mr. Video Editor, Drix, shout out Drix. He'll put it on the screen for you right now. That's how it would look right there. But I'm not gonna do that because we're gonna go a freestanding one. So I have it up here in my hands, feet about shoulder width, abs are engaged, lats are engaged, and we're cooking. 8 to 12 reps, warm up set, dumbbell goblet squat. Ooh, yeah, that's good stuff. Set number 1 complete. Now, one thing, if you're, as you're going down, if you're feeling like you're falling backwards, so if you're here and you're squatting and you're squatting and you're squatting, you're like, oh, I feel like I'm rolling into my heel and I can't stay upright. There's a chance, usually, it would be your ankle mobility and a little muscle here called your soleus, or maybe it's something to do with your hips. Could be other areas, but those are the 2 things I've seen most commonly in 8 years of full-time personal training. So a tip you can use, you've probably seen this before, this isn't new, is if you find it really hard, grab some sort of slant or some sort of heel for your squats. Or you could even buy squat shoes if you're really getting into lifting where they have the elevated heel. So an example of a DIY way I could do is I could grab a plate. I'll do it for this, I'll show you, because it doesn't hurt. And I would stand on it, but I would only have my heels on it. So it's slanting my leg forward. It makes it more, look at those. We'll give you a little, but it gives you a little bit quad dominant bias there. So we're here. You know what, let's get the hoochie daddies out for this set. Yeah, free the quads a little bit. So we're here. I got 45, gotta go heavier than that. We'll go 80 because YOLO. Okay, so set number 2, first working set. Dumbbell, goblet, squat. All right, I'm up here. My heels are on the elevated surface. Holy cannoli, that was tough. Okay. You've earned at least 1 minute of rest. You can take less. You can take more. If you have a watch that measures your heart rate, sometimes you can watch it and see if you can do like a couple box breaths to bring your heart rate down. I don't get that luxury because my opportunity to talk to you guys comes between the workouts. I'm not fit enough to be able to brace and push hard while holding a casual conversation with you yet. So, but if you can lay there or hang out there wherever you are doing this workout and think about maybe like, if you don't know what a box breath is, you would take basically like a 3 to 4 second inhale if possible. So it'd be like, then you would hold that inhale for that same 3 to 4 seconds. And then you would exhale for 3 to 4 seconds, like, then you would leave that empty lungs for 3 to 4 seconds. So it's 4, 4, 4, 4. Now, if you're working out, don't get me wrong, like, you're probably not gonna be able to do that. But it's a great way to relax your nervous system. Or in this case, it's just trying to bring your heart rate back down. So some intentional breathing, even just like big nasal breaths. So breathing in through your nose, pushing out like you're breathing through a straw, is another great opportunity to try to bring your heart rate down and recover between these hard sessions, or hard sets. Okay, let's do our last set of this. So if you liked the slant, keep it. If you don't, you can ditch it. I'll keep it because I like it. One thing to remember too is if my heels are elevated, this does bias towards my quads more, so they get more work because I'm bending more from my knees and coming more over my toes. So it kind of takes some of that ankle mobility out of the equation. I'm not saying you should use this as a crutch forever, but knowledge is power. So now you know and you can make an informed decision with that knowledge. So last set of this, I got my 80 here. We'll go for 12. Keep a nice slow tempo. If holding it up here too is hard, another option you could do is you could hold it down low like this. This dumbbell is just kind of too big for me to do that. And I kind of like having to keep it above, use my arms, use my lats, use all these things to keep it up. So last set, working set number 3, let's go. Take some rest. I'm gonna shut up for this rest period. Got a hair in my mouth. Got it. Okay, start getting set up for your dumbbell press. Flat dumbbell bench press. So, starting off, I'll go maybe 50s. I'm gonna flip you guys back around. Apology for the noise. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. First set of this warm-up set. Let's get it. So I'm here. I'm gonna kick my knees back. Boom. Shoulders are hugging the bench. 8 to 12. Warm-up set complete. Nice work. Now, if you're anything like me when I got into working out, for at least the first 8 years, all I wanted to do was hit chest. Now that was mostly because I wanted to feel more comfortable in a t-shirt, wanted like more like perky, strong looking pecs, all that stuff. But here's a friendly reminder that if you do too much pecs and nothing else, it's actually gonna kind of have a counterintuitive effect where you might end up looking like Gollum, where everything's kind of like pulled in and tight. So it's not enough to just blast your pecs every chance you get. If you want that big, strong looking chest that like really fills out a t-shirt and you feel good with your shirt off, you also have to train your back muscles. You gotta think about having decent posture. And the only thing better than a nice chest on your frame is a nice chest on a fully developed full frame with nice legs, nice back, nice arms, delts, for everything, abs. So I know it sounds boring. I'm not trying to big bro you, but I mean, fuck, I trained my chest like it was going out of business for like 8 years straight, maxing out multiple times a week. So maybe you just need to learn that lesson for yourself, but you clicked on my video, so I'm gonna give you my 2 cents. Okay, let's go. Maybe 70. We're gonna go to 70 here. Nah, I lied. We're gonna go 80. I can't do it. You see, that's where David Goggins comes in. Cause I said 70 and he's like, you little fucking bitch, you little bitch. And I know I can do 80. I just don't know how many reps I'm gonna get today, but that's okay. So, push these out of the way a little bit. Okay, 80 pounds. Grab whatever you want. I guess this is like 40 kg, 35 kg, but 8 to 12 reps, some control on the way down. Let's do it. Ooh, that was a little bit dirty. 7 with an unpretty 7th rep. Wow. There's an interesting thing that happens with training where the human body is incredible at adapting to specific stimulus. So as an example, and this will sound like an excuse, but I'm willing to live with that. But right now I'm training for a marathon. So that means I'm doing running, let's say 6 days a week, but there's almost, besides these videos I'm making for you guys, there's almost no strength training. So then previous iterations of me, like 80s, 90s, 100s plus on dumbbells, not that big of a deal. But right now, since all of the adaptation of my body is going towards like a more efficient lung, heart, just being a better runner, getting lighter, all that stuff, once it's like, I notice my muscular endurance is shit right now. So that first set, I did push-ups, I got 30 on a different video. Next set, 14. So if you're feeling like, maybe you're just getting back into working out with us right now, but you're feeling deconditioned, you're like, oh my God, I'm so much weaker than I used to be. Dude, relax, it's normal. Like it'll come back pretty quick. Your body adapts to what you give it. So if you've been laying around like a bag of milk for the last 6 months, it's gonna perform like a bag of milk. But if you're out here and you start consistently putting in that stimulus of what you want it to do, it will listen if you give it the right resources. So a little bit of patience, a little bit of humility. Again, don't feel entitled to be able to do what you used to be able to do. It atrophies. It's a diminishing skill. If we don't use it, we will lose it. And I've lost it to a degree. That's why we're here. So last set of this. Last set I got 6 good ones, 1 sketchy one for the 7th. Let's see what our repeatability looks like. All right, you're going for 8 to 12 reps. Push it hard here. This is our last set of push for the day. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Fuck it. Wham, wham, wham. 4.5. Okay, we're changing exercises. Last, but without a doubt not least, deadlifts. So, we're gonna go double dumbbell, get these off me, double dumbbell Romanian deadlifts. So, warm-up set, 2 working sets. Honestly, I'm warmed up, so I'm just gonna go straight into the 80s because it seems like a reasonable weight to do. So we'll set up, have a drink of water, take your time, we're not in a rush. Maybe you are in a rush, in that case, skip ahead. But let's create a little more room for us. Oh yeah. Okay. Lower body pull. Hip hinging. This is good for building the dump truck. Hamstrings, glutes. If you play sports, you'll know glutes, explosive. If you want to sprint, if you want to be able to bounce a loonie off your ass, you got to do the deadlifts. You got to do the hip hinges. Everybody, male, female, I don't know, if you identify as a kitten, it's, everyone likes a nice butt. All right, warm up set if you want it to be. We're gonna go for 8 to 12 reps. Got my 2 dumbbells here. Friendly reminder, it's big hip hinge, big stretch through the hamstrings and glutes. So, I'm here, get the weights together, get my feet under the weights. I don't want to stand really far away and grab them. Good way to kind of put a lot of force to that spine. So I'm going to be under it so I can use my legs to stand up with the weight more. So I'm here, flex my lats. All right. Don't know how many reps that was, but it felt right. It felt like it was probably 12, 10 to 12. Take a little bit of rest. We'll go 1 minute. We'll hit it again. I'm curious. In the last video, day 3 last week, I asked you guys to think about, in the next 90 days, what would be a win for you? If you're version 1.0 of yourself right now, if you imagine a perfect future, an ideal future, where version 2.0 of you, the hero of your story, the badass version of you exists, what would be one key habit that person might have that you don't currently possess? Are they the kind of person that makes healthy decisions and eats nutrient-dense foods so they feel good and look good and perform their best? Is this someone who resists or restricts how much alcohol they consume? Is it someone who reads more? Someone who journals? Someone who actively has a system in place for maintaining and growing their social relationships? It doesn't fucking matter what it is. I guarantee you, you have something you can improve on to make yourself a better version of yourself. It's not so you can be better than other people either. This is important. This is the pursuit of superiority over the self. So my question again is, have you thought about what you're gonna do? If you haven't, I would encourage you to consider it. And it doesn't have to be in this world. Maybe you wanna be an artist and you wanna draw more. Maybe you wanna volunteer with a charity or get that new job, whatever it is. But I would encourage you, if you can pick one thing that you can do daily, these little daily votes, these little nods you can say towards being that person. 90 days from now, if you do that every day, I guarantee you won't be upset you did it. There's no freaking way. Okay, set number 2. Let's grow these wheels. Let's hike the shorts up a little bit. All right. All right. So, freaking left hand. My grip strength sucks. All right. Keep going, don't worry about me. You're fitter than me. You got better grip strength. Keep going. I got a couple more in the tank here. I need to get some of that chalk or straps. Okay. Let's go. Okay, pretty good. Take some rest. Last set of rest here. One more set. You are complete. Day 1, week 3, donezo. All right, guys, we'll go about 30 seconds, 35 seconds or so. Hit this last set. Freedom. You're doing good today. I know it sounds probably like I'm bitching at you a little bit, or like I'm giving you a hard time, but I mean, I don't want to just see you guys do the thing. I want to see you thrive, right? I wouldn't make these videos if I didn't care and want you to, I don't know, feel better, look better, perform better. And usually that comes from doing a simpler action item than we think. It's easy to want to bite off a million things. And from my experience, and I don't have all life experience, I'm only 28, but usually doing the simple thing and compounding on that and then adding in more simple things later, it's worked a lot better for me than trying to do the Hail Mary all at once or going for the home run every time. So, last set of this. 8 to 12 reps. Let's see if this left arm holds out grip-wise. So I'm here. I might go a little quick here, guys. 1, 2, 3. Fuck you, left arm. Such a prick. Such a prick. So, keep going if you can. I can't really risk it too much because I'm barefoot and I don't want to lose a toe. But, all right, let's go. Even, you know what I'm gonna do? Let's rep it out. Let's go. This is more the lower back almost. The angle. Come on. Alright guys. So a little bit of a audible at the end there, but congratulations. Give yourself a pat on the back. That is the end of day number 1 for week number 3. Friendly reminder, 2 more workouts this week. Make sure you write down your reps, your sets, your weights. There's a free sheet for you in the description on this video. So you can go in there, download that. It doesn't cost you a thing. You can keep track of your workout. Other than that, great fucking job today, guys. Give yourself a pat on the back.